I need those slug facts now. Not now, right now. It's too late for a recap for week 3. Alright, I'll recap a little bit, but I'm gonna go to some previews now. Damn you, slug. That's it. I'm taking away your water dish for the weekend. No water for the slug. Just salt water. You know slugs don't like salt. And just as much as I don't like you. What do you mean? I'm live? Ah! Sorry, guys. It's week 4.
They ask me what I think about the competition. And I say no. I couldn't care less about the team struggling. I want to kiss you.
Alright, guys. We're going to do a really quick recap of week 3. I got the slug facts really late last night. Bad slug. Bad slug. So we're going to go ahead and do the recap a little bit quicker than normal.
Bad bitch contest, you in first place. You in first place. You in first place. Bad bitch contest, you in first place.
So, it seems week 3 was the week of blowouts. Only one matchup was decided by single digits. The average margin was 27 points, the highest for the season. And I only expect it to get worse because half of you are shit sippers, and the other half of you are trade raping scumbags, myself included. Now on to the matchups. We'll start off again with the Suck Bowl. Although at this point I'm pretty sure we're going to be renaming it the Poops Kids Bowl. Or maybe the Suck Bowl sponsored by the Poops Kids. I haven't really decided yet. But in the Poops Kids Bowl, surprise, 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 it features the Poops Kids and Tongue Punch. It actually brought down the top scoring team over 2 weeks to score less than 100 points. Actually, 96 points is the least amount of points by a winning team so far this season. That's our slug fact. So you see, that's why we have them up late, people. Chris had 4 players score less than 2 points. That's just pathetic. But at least you learned how to figured out how to learn the IR. That's great. In other news, Eric is the softest undefeated team ever, and also the last undefeated team ever. So, bravissimo, Eric. Your shovel pail garbage will be revealed very shortly. Next matchup, Vinny's victorious. I don't even know what's going on with that team versus Ridley sucks. Believe it. Raphael versus Vinny. You know what, guys? If I hadn't seen another matchup vie for the Suck Bowl harder, I don't know what would have. But Vince still manages to eke that win out, despite losing Ray Rice and having David Wilson. Nice trade, by the way. You're totally going to play Bernard Pierce all the time. Not now. The David Wilson trade that he just made that I was just referencing is really interesting for free agent money to be worth anything to Vince, considering that he spent $100 on James Starks. I'm assuming that he's going to spend the 20 points on a kicker replacement for bye week. Definitely, this was Raf's highest scoring week, unfortunately. That's pretty sad. One team had Eric Decker in the flex here. The other had Austin Pettis. And that's really all you needed to know about that matchup. Moving on from that terrible second Suck Bowl is Yolo Romo. Thanks for the hard work thinking of that name, Brabson. Versus Luca's awesome team. Nate's break made my Johnson big. Now he actually has a decent team name now. And this is the last matchup from Eric's terribly shitty division. God, the fact that I can't wait for one of you to make the playoffs simply because we have to choose one of you, and the rest of it comes from the old Triple D Dirty Dominican division. Fuck the and no fun division, son. That said, Luca has 2 players with 0 points in this game. Not 1, 2 zeros. Double O. That's what I do with my hands when I make double O. Watch. Double O. It's like Mac's butthole closing after he learns he has to eat a salad. So, Luka left Gordon's 32 points, Cam's 29 points, and Denarius Moore's 24 points on the bench. Surely would have brought him to victory. Ugh, that's ugly. Brabson won last week and fell 2 spots in the rankings to 6th overall. How the fuck do these tiebreakers work? I have no idea. That makes no sense to me. Moving on, Pronto versus Black Unicorn. Pronto, awesome name not, versus the old Black Unicorns. The Curse of Stephanie is still doing great. Kenny Britt almost died when he landed on his head. See picture. Bang. Chris Ivy also injured his hamstring, and then Britt broke some ribs after he fucking almost killed himself. Please, Stephanie, drop Bilal Powell because I need the Jets to do well this year. Steph still hasn't gotten the memo that Roddy White is injured. And Slug Fact, guys, just a reminder, Week 6, Stephanie, Raph, someone will not be winless. So 6 weeks. That's what it's going to take, you guys. We're going to try to make it to 6. Just a really solid week by Randy. Nothing so spectacular. Nothing really awful either. Overall, this is Randy's ceiling. So what are you going to do? You're a mediocre team at best. No stupid decisions yet by Randy. Slug Fact. I don't even know if that's Slug Fact, Slug Opinion more. But maybe Marcelo has taken control of his team. Maybe that's what that means. Now moving on to to another matchup. We have Wilson, told you, versus Mons Rivas, a name I personally love. This is a pretty big fall for Cody. He had his second highest scoring team through 2 weeks. Now he's down to 74 points in this week, falling to near Eric territories. So, the strategy of starting 3 St. Louis Rams offensive players backfires for Cody. Wait. Starting 3 Rams is a bad idea? What? How? Cody elected to keep Legatron. Would pick him up and drop Matt Bryant. That week, Young Jeezy had 1 point and Bryant had 13 points. So you got to stick to math, Cody. Enough of this fantasy football mumbo jumbo. Surprise, surprise. Madden got this game right and predicted Chris would win. Very odd, but then Cody decided to shoot himself in the foot another time this week. The difference in the matchup was the Jags D only giving Marshawn 6.9 points after he just ran trains last week. He just ran trains, 30-some points. So, Slug Fact, Max says go Jags. I mean, if you're rooting for the fact that they held down the receiver while losing the game, I guess that's what you root for if you're a Jags fan. Not if you're a 2-1 Jets fan. That was a breathing out of the Jets, Jets. If you didn't know. Side note about this matchup, Chris, how much are you regretting that Julio Jones trade, right? You traded essentially Calvin Johnson for like Darrell Richardson and Dwayne Bowe. That is some ugly shit. Your team easily would be the best team if you had kept your team together, and you'd be starting Noshawn Moreno still. You'd still be starting Noshawn. So, fuck you and the decisions you make. Finally, the last matchup, me versus Maxi Pants. Me versus my own slug, so near and dear to my heart. There's not a lot to think about this matchup besides my team is disgustingly good and is going to defeat all of you guys soundly every single week. Unless one of you gets 12 touchdowns, fucking Chris. So, some funny notes. Darren McFadden actually had more passing yards than Colin Kaepernick, and I still won. So, fuck you. Side note, is Jordan Cameron Gronk 2.0? I don't know. We'll find him out. We'll find out when we set him up next to Gronk 1.0 on my same team. Fucker. This was actually, me and my slug are the matchup between the 2 top scoring teams, and we're still the 2 top scoring teams through 3 weeks. Maybe this is a preview of the championship. We know that no one's coming out of the no fun division. slug fact, Joey is the highest scoring team in the league, and Gronk hasn't played a single football down. Look out, league. That's from the slug, baby. Now then, as far as the awards this week, for the Krabby, I don't really want to give it to myself a second week in a row, but I did defeat the only one of the only undefeated teams, and I think Luca will probably get the crab this week for taking down Eric. That said, Maxi goes to Luca for benching Cam instead of in playing Rivers instead. Also, the aforementioned benches that were terrible for him.
These tracks we babble when I'm in Seattle. Hoes who and are at the way that we travel.
So, now moving on to preview the week 4, we have, beginning with my matchup because it's the first one I see, it's me versus the winless Black Unicorns. It's predicted that I'm going to win about 30 points. I really don't see that going any differently. I am looking forward to playing against Bilal Powell. That will be hilarious. Next matchup, the Poops Kids versus Ridley Sucks Believe It. Man, if I hadn't seen a game that's going to be the Suck Bowl more than this game is going to be the Suck Bowl, or the Poops Kids Bowl, whatever we're calling it now, this is the fucking game, man. It's going to be amazing. CJ Spiller, Maurice Jones-Drew, those are your two top players in this whole game, basically. And that's saying some shit. Next is Luca versus Eric. And this game is predicted really close only because Eric's team is garbage and Luca doesn't have a tight end or defense player in. Next matchup, Yolo Romo versus Vinny V's Victorious Villains. Another matchup that was pretty close looking at it. And I'm sure Bradson's going to leave Danny Woodhead on the bench again terribly, and he's also going to play the wrong receivers again. Although James Jones is now out, so now he doesn't even have that option. So maybe he plays him anyway. He misses the zeros he's used to seeing. Next matchup, Wilson, I'm tired of that, versus my own Slug. Slug looks to be doing really well. I mean, if you're starting Jason Snelling on a team, it's going to be a tough week. That said, I do like Cody's receivers a lot, and after Brandon Marshall, Max is using a lot of shovel pail garbage on his team also. So, and I love that Max is trying to play Darren McFadden and Ryan Matthews over Ben Tate and Giovanni Bernard, who are the real number 1 and 2 on his team. As sad as that may be. But keep praying for those Darren McFadden passing touchdowns. Marcel Reese is a better player. Finally, final matchup, Mons Rivas versus Pronto. I hate that team name so much. God, I hate Randy. That said, Randy's matchups look fucking nice. Frank Gore tonight is going to be amazing. Alfred Morris versus Oakland. He's just going to do some of this. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Give me them yards. Nom 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 nom. AJ Green versus Joe Hayden. That's a tough matchup. Wes Welker versus Philly. Bro, anybody versus Philly, you fucking play them just because they're going to get the ball thrown to them 80 billion times after the offense gets off the field for 5 seconds. Anquan Bolden, I gotta believe him for Kaepernick's sake. Jesus, if Kaepernick gives me another 5 burger, I'm gonna kill myself. And then on Chris's team, again, streaming defense. That's a solid decision this year. If the fucking Chiefs are gonna be good, then anybody's gonna be good on defense this year. Finally, yeah, but Chris, again, that Julio trade. If you could go back and just look at yourself and just punch yourself in the dick, like a lot, so that you would never ever do that fucking trade. Look at this. I'm sorry, that buzz that you just might have heard was the Slug texting me, recap. Motherfucker, you sent me the shit 12 hours ago. I have real shit to do in my life, like slang rocks and hustle and pimp women and make fun of Randy's chin strap. It's terrible. It's terrible, Randy. Don't look like that. Don't look like that anymore, Randy. Even though you might win this week. You predicted 186 points. That shit doesn't even make sense. I'm getting a little off track. You guys have a great week 3, 4, whatever the fuck we're on. The weeks are all blending together for me now because I hate you all very much so much. I hate you all. God damn it. Bye. Fuck you!
Yo, you never met it.